If I'm a big liar, I concocted the perfect story. I knew where two of my friends were on the night of the murder, and I think everyone should just look at the fact that 12 people consider me to be telling the truth, and they heard all of the evidence, and other people haven't heard all of the evidence. Not even I have heard all of the evidence. So it bugs me to think that people think I'm a big liar.
The submission that Nichols has embroidered his account at various stages throughout the history of this case. The applicants submit that the comparison of Nichols' statements to the police, his evidence at trial, the TV documentary he helped to make, Mr. Thompson's book, Blogs 19, and the statements taken from Nichols during the Commission's Section 19 investigation provides ample evidence to attack the veracity of Nichols' trial evidence. It is further submitted that if these materials had been available at trial, they would have constituted vital sources of cross-examination. The applicants state that a key example of Nichols' willingness to embroider his account can be found in his description of picking up steel and worms from the scene of the murders. His police interviews, witness statements and evidence to the trial jury included the following description. When the interior light came on, noticed that Jack was wearing surgical type gloves and they were speckled with red. The applicants invite the Commission to compare this to Nichols' account to Tony Thompson as related at page 139 of the book Blogs 19, where the description reads, "That's when I saw Jack's hands. He was wearing surgical gloves and they'd been splashed with streaks of blood. And on the back of one hand was a lump of greyish slime surrounded by lumps of hair and skin and more blood." It is submitted that the Blogs 19 description is an embellished version of Nichols' trial account. The applicants add that even before Nichols' witness statement on the 20th of August 1996, he gave an embellished account to the media. In the joint proposal, which was faxed by Tony Thompson to Caroline Dornley on the 29th of July 1996, Nichols is quoted as saying, "And then I could see them for the first time, just for a second. They were both absolutely covered in bits of flesh and skin." It is submitted that Nichols' account to the media, involving descriptions of streaks of blood and bits of flesh and skin, revealed the Commission to have erred in its conclusion in its previous statements of reasons, where it stated that there is no evidence or information to suggest that Nichols has been prepared to embroider his account in order to enhance the value of his story. In addition, the applicants submit that Nichols admitted to Tony Thompson that he had given perjured evidence at trial about Francis Reed. It is further submitted that Mr. Nichols gave contradictory accounts to the police compared to his account in Blogs 19 about why he came involved in crime with Steel and Worms and why he formed a relationship with DC Bird. The applicants argue that there is no sense in Mr. Nichols' account, as relayed in Blogs 19, that he was a reluctant or duped participant in the criminal enterprises, nor is there any sense that he cooperated with DC Bird because he was desperate to stop Mr. Steel and Worms from forcing him to commit crimes. The Commission has considered all of these submissions, but takes the view that they relate to matters which were before the Court of Appeal in 2006. Both Blogs 19 and the joint proposal were available to the applicants and to the Court of Appeal at that stage, and the Commission cannot see what is new at this point, which could form the basis of a second referral to the court. In any event, whilst Mr. Nichols' account to the media do arguably reveal a willingness by Mr. Nichols to embellish his account in the sense of making it more gory, or of including bravado about his relationships with Steel and Worms and DC Bird, the descriptions to the media still do not reveal Mr. Nichols to ever have contradicted himself in the essential aspects of his account. There is no suggestion that Nichols was pressurised by the law of financial gain to invent wholly false allegations against Steel and Worms when giving his account to the media. The Commission does not consider that this submission gives rise to a real possibility that the Court of Appeal would overturn these convictions. The submission that Essex police were complicit in Nichols' meetings with the media. The Commission takes the view that there was no new evidence on this issue, which was not before the Court of Appeal in 2006. The applicants seek to rely upon an entry by Nichols' custody record, which shows that Nichols was accompanied by DC Brown on the 14th of September 1996, which was the day that Nichols signed his first contract with the media. The Commission observes that the relevant sections of the custody record were disclosed partway through the applicant's trial, and the sections were also before the Court of Appeal in 2006. They do not constitute new evidence or argument for the Commission's purposes. As part of their submission that Essex police were complicit in Nichols' dealings with the media, the applicants claim that the conditions of Nichols' bail varied in July or early August 1996 to enable him to travel to London to meet with media contacts. It is suggested that the bail variation involved the removal of the condition that Nichols live and sleep at a police station designated by the senior investigating officer. A photocopied page from the Retterdon Inquiry police policy file is relied upon, which reveals part of an underlying bail notice. The applicants have suggested that this bail notice relates to Darren Nichols. It is suggested that the police must have sought unconditional bail for Nichols in case he was seen on his own at any point during the trip to London on the 1st of August 1996. This secret grant of unconditional bail would have provided the police with an instant answer to any critics. It is further submitted that if Nichols was on unconditional bail after the 24th of July 1996, this would make a fiction of his custody record, D.C. Brown's notebook, and the trial and appeal evidence of D.C. Brown and Winston. In the course of its inquiries, the Commission has located the bail notice. A redacted version of the notice was disclosed to the applicants on the 9th of August 2010, as the Commission confirmed at that stage the bail notice does not relate to Darren Nichols. The Commission has discovered no evidence to support the applicant's allegation that the conditions of Nichols' bail were varied in July and August 1996. In any event, the Commission does not consider that a bail variation would be required in order for Nichols to attend a meeting in London. The SIO could have designated a police station in London for Nichols to reside at on the day in question. The Commission has considered the submission that unconditional bail might have been obtained in an effort to answer any potential critics who might have seen Nichols on his own in London. But in the absence of any evidence on this point, this submission remains pure speculation. In the Commission's view, it cannot give rise to a real possibility that the Court of Appeal would overturn the convictions in this case.